Hello guys, in this movie I will try to present you how to program ASI controllers using ASI BACdoor PC application. That one over here. So I will try to show you step by step what you need to do in order to program generic electrical motor. For this example I will use this Reason hub motor, which is around 1000 watt rated power, and I will program it for ASI BAC 855 controller. So here you can see more or less the setup, what you need to do before start programming. So motor, battery, controller, and the cabling going to the computer. I'll also show you how this torque sensor works with this motor. I'll go step by step. So before you start programming anything, it's very important that you check all the cabling that is intact. In this example, I had some issues with power line connector. It was not conductive, so I had to bend the pin a little bit in this socket. So that's something to be aware of. And what next? Of course you need to connect the phase wires and the whole sensor wire. You can see it over here. I didn't connect it yet, so I'll just do it in a moment. And what else? The battery. Yeah. The set is coming from CYC motors. I had to change the wiring of the whole sensors in this socket. That's something you need to be aware of if you are using CYC harness. I just wanted to make it simple to match the colors of the cable coming from the motor, so I will not have any confusion which line I'm working with. And then you have this connector, which is used to connect the screen, is going to this programming adapter, which is connected to the laptop. Okay, so this is the setup. I will connect this plug for the whole sensor, and then I will start programming the motor. Alright guys, I hope you hear me well. So now I will show you quickly how this program is working. You have a couple of windows on the left side, right safe. You can type in the parameters and that will steer the motor. On the top right, you display only, you see the window where you get some parameters during tuning. And on this bottom right, you can type in some control function parameters. It's for tuning. Most of the time you don't use it. This one on the left is the most important. On the top you can see the network connecting parameters. I have this programming device connected to USB port, which is under COM3 port. I use about 1115,200 setting, so you just press connect. When everything's alright, you will see blinking RX and TX fields. In the status windows, you see any errors, they appear, and on this field here, you can see the parameters during motor running, RPMs, power draw, and other stuff. So let's go one by one. I will start with peripheral selection tab, battery. You type in the battery voltage here. You hold your mouse over this field, every one of these, you see the description of it. I have battery 48 volt, so that's what I write here. In the command inputs, you control the command source, which means like throttle or pedal sensor. Since I have pedal sensor connected, I will use the parameter 3. Whenever you change something, just press right and save to flashing parameters. Under motor nameplate ratings, you can type in the rated motor power. I put 2000 watts. Rated motor current. This controller limitation is 90 amps. If you have more powerful one, you can type in higher number. Rated motor speed. This hub is rated for around 550 RPMs. Number of motor pole pairs is 23. Different motors have different number of pole pairs. Just remember that. And the gear ratio is 1. There is no internal gearbox in this motor, so this is the reason. For the external sources, what is important here is a throttle sensor source. I'm using ASI harness, so they connect the throttle line to this line called 10 volts BMS in. So parameter 6. You can change it to for the throttle line, but you need to read the description from ASI, which pins goes where. Because if you want to use kilowatt application, you need to switch this parameter to 0 for the voltage. Okay, wheel speed sensor, I'm not using any, so I use hole A as a sensor reading the speed of the motor. You can charge it to like external speed sensor, then you need to type in 0. Okay, just save to flash, just in case. We go further, peripheral configuration. Starting with the throttle sensor source. In my case, is number 6. It's line 10 volts BMS in. You can see the regulate the ramp times. I'll keep values by default. For the brakes, I'm not using a brake sensor, so I'll just keep what it is here. In the assist mode source. When you want to connect display, you need to have this parameter 2. So then you can regulate how much power, which assist mode you have. But for the time being, I will type 0 because I want to do some testing. Just remember to type into when you are done with tuning. Other stuff keep default. For the battery, keep default. All these values I'm keeping by default. They're not that important. I would focus on tuning the throttle. So we go to vehicle. Gear ratio is 1. Wheel diameter, I have 650 millimeters. And then we go to basic motor sensor tab. That's where you are tuning the motor. As I can see, I have some parameters already set in. But I will show you how to tune the motor when you don't have anything, or all these fields are 0, for example. So on the right side in the display only, you have the fields which will be like filled out with the numbers when the motor is rotating. So you need to press pole, and in the right temp window, motor discover mode, you need to type in 9 and press enter, and then motor will start rotating. So this will last for a couple of seconds. Okay, it's finished. You can see the program populated all these fields here. So what we have here. RS parameter is 54. You can just type in right. LS is 99. They're not that important, but you need to be somewhere near. It's rated RPMs 540 approximately. That's okay. And here you can see the whole sensor map. This is important. The most important element of this auto tuning process. You want to have a motor running in the sensor mode. As you can see, these figures match what I already typed in. I was doing this tuning before. But if you have different ones, you just need to type in the ones over here to this window. And then everything will be working fine. What else is important in the motor features? Enable fault-tolerant hull. In case one of the sensors gets faulty or something else happens, you will be able to run the motor in sensorless mode. You can see description of all these parameters. Here is the field. You just need to type in 1, the second digit from the right side. Okay, save to flash always when you change something. The motor position sensor type, I'll be running this motor in the whole start and sensorless run. Then you need to type in 1. Other parameters, you can keep default values. Okay. Let's go to the next field, basic motor sensorless mode. Yes, so I keep default values. It's working fine with these ones. So you see the difference how motor operates when you shift this operating mode to sensorless. But in the whole this sensored mode, motor works way better, especially when during starting. What else we have here? Anti-theft. You can leave what is here. In the advanced motor, you can set field weakening. I set 20%. Don't go too high because the motor can start working the weird way. Whatever it means. Probably if you set it too high, you can burn it. Or battery. Just be aware of it. Okay. Other fields, you can set some protection thresholds. I'll just keep default values. The control debug. This control loops and tuning tab is the most important one. That's where you set the speed regulator mode. Always use torque mode. It's parameter 1. For some applications, you can use speed mode, but motor works in an awkward way when you have it. Everybody's recommending torque mode. Other important parameter is current regulator bandwidth. Set it for 1,500 watt motors. ASI is recommending values above 3,000 for mid drives, up to 5,000. When you set this parameter, it's regulating this current regulator parameters. You can read ASI guidelines, what exactly it means. But once you set this value here, the motor will work fine. Other important parameter is this PLL bandwidth. ASI is recommending using something between 100 to 500. Not sure exactly what it means. I have 300, and it works fine in this mode. Whenever you're changing something, just keep in mind to go to another tab and then go back and see the updated values. So if I type in 1,000 here and write it, these two values will not be updated, but when I go somewhere else and go back, you see different values here. Okay, let's quick test with the throttle. Everything's fine. So this is it. Other stuff you can leave on default values. They are not that important. So after you are done, always save to flash, and then you can save all these settings to file. So just this name. Save it here. Beware of different options save to file. You have 256 and 512. What ASI is saying, there are different software revisions. For this controller, I have 6.016, and what they say, they have older version 5 point something. For software revision 6, you need to save files to 512, and for this 5 to 256. Don't ask me why. That's what ASI says. Once again, save to this file. And that's all right. So tuning is finished. Remember to change this assist mode source to display. Then you'll be able to regulate the power from the display level. Select the file again. And then I'm done here. So you can disconnect the program from the controller, switch off the battery, disconnect all the cables, and then you connect the display, and then you can turn the motor. So that's what I will do now. All right, so everything is connected as it should be. Here is the display. So as I mentioned, I set power regulating to be controlled by display. So I have 3 levels. I can show you quickly how this motor works on the throttle. You can see the power indication. Unfortunately for this display you cannot see the speed measurements, you need external sensor for that. I'm not sure if it can be changed. I need to investigate the topic. But as you can see, it works very nice. And also the torque sensor is working fine. I can just show you quickly. So on the level 1, it's barely engaging. When I shift to higher levels, you see much more rapid reaction. And on the highest level, so as you can see, torque sensor works, or at least pass sensor. You can see engagement is very smooth. There is no jerking of the motor. No weird noises, no stuttering. So that's it. Yeah. Tuning is finished. As you can see, it was fairly easy. This program is not user friendly, but it's for free, so you don't have to apply for the license from ASI for this mobile application, which is quite expensive, and they don't give it to end users. You need to be a company to get it probably. So I think that's it for this movie. I hope it was engaging and quite informative for you. So just click like button and subscribe if you wanted to help me to and encourage me to make more videos like this. I think it's very helpful for everybody. So take care, guys. See you in the next movie then. Bye bye.